Hey y'all, I'm back with another DIY video, and this time I made a raised garden bed. And of course, I walked out of my door to start this project, and this is what the patio looked like. So I had to get that cleaned up before I could start because it was just going to give me anxiety. So I constructed this box for about $115. Now, it can be more or less depending on the size of your box, so just keep that in mind. I measured the space that I wanted to put mine in, and it was about 6 foot by 2 foot. So that's what I went with when I drew out the schematic. It's very important to make sure you have all the supplies you need before you start the project because if you don't, you'll end up having to go to the store again, and there is nothing more annoying. Look at me, defeated. And having to stop and go back to the store after you've already started. Now, I purchased all of my wood from Home Depot. After some research, I did find out that this was the best route to go. I purchased 12 6 foot cedar fence pickets, one 2 inch by 3 inch 8 foot number 2 lumber post, and five 42 inch by 2 inch pine balusters. While I was at Home Depot, I had them cut down my wood for me. Six of the cedar pickets were cut into 2 foot increments, which should give you 18 2 foot increments. Those will be used for the sides and the bottom of the box. I have the 8 foot number 2 lumber posts cut into 2 foot increments, which will give you 4 legs for your bed. Lastly, I have them cut four of the balusters into 33-inch increments and then one of the baluster into two 20-inch increments, and they cut the beveled end off for me. These are going to be used to support the slats on the bottom. To connect the side pieces to the legs, I used self-drilling screws. They were 1 5/8 inch. And to connect the bottom slats to the balusters on the bottom, I used 1 inch particle wood screws. Now, the rest was just putting it together like a puzzle, and that's literally my favorite thing to do. Now, the casters that I originally ordered were too big, so I had to take them back to the store and get 2 inch casters, hence the wardrobe change. But as to not waste time, I did go ahead and line it with the raised garden bed fabric that I also got from Home Depot. Drainage is super important, so I did a test run with a water bottle to make sure that the water would drain through both layers of the fabric. Once I was sure it would drain, I went ahead and stapled it all the way around. Also, I just want to reiterate that the cuts that I got were specific to the size 6 foot by 2 foot. So if you're doing a different size, then your cuts will be different. Once I put the casters on, I was happier than a fat kid with some cake. This was such a rewarding job. Anywho's, if you want to see more DIY with Triple B, make sure you like the video. Please.